If you want to get better at League of Legends, you'll need a few qualities. You'll have to be dedicated, patient, and driven by an insatiable hunger to learn and improve. But not everyone can stick to the virtuous path, no. Some Rift dwellers feel a different kind of need, the need to feed.
Lay off me, I'm starving!
Now, feeding isn't exclusive to League. In fact, you've probably been accused of it a couple of times while playing any team-based competitive game.
Who's is a feeder?
Oh my god!
It's a term that usually gets directed at noobs who die a lot, most likely because they don't know what they're doing. Feeding in its purest sense was popularized by MOBAs because when you die in League or Dota, it directly impacts the in-game economy. Whoever kills you is fed gold, and the more frequently you fall to them on the battlefield, the more financial flex you're giving them to buy items that can win their team the game. Now, if you're just having a bad game and you're getting stomped, that's a forgivable offense. Sure, it might suck for your teammates who have to drag your useless ass around, but at least you can't be accused of not trying.
That's loser talk!
With that being said, if you know exactly what you're doing and you're feeding intentionally, that's something far worse. That's inting. Intentionally feeding, or inting as it was dubbed by the League community, is one of the most infuriating and toxic acts you're likely to encounter in the game.
Because 2 junglers in a row has fucking inted my lane. Literally, you just ran in and donated double buffs. And then this retard fucking Alistar is like, oh, 200 pings, I'm gonna AFK in lane.
Inting rears its ugly head with obviously absurd decision making. And typically, it's either the product of a player entering rage mode or just consciously choosing to be a prick.
You, sir, are an asshole.
And perhaps the most famous promoter of inting in League's history was a certain 8-foot-tall, untiltable alpha male.
I'm Tyler fucking what?
Get this shit off me! Ah!
Back in 2015 and 2016, Tyler 1 was the game's most notorious one-trick pony. And on top of that, if you happened to nullify his snowbally Draven, or did anything at all to piss him off, he would famously run it down mid repeatedly until he lost your team the game.
I'm about to run this shit, I'm in.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
My team just needs to let themselves be carried.
As entertaining as those antics might have been for his Twitch audience, imagine being one of the poor bastards stuck on his side of the rift while it was happening.
Wait, he's actually fucking serious. Holy shit, I thought... That's a fucking joke, holy shit. What the fuck?
In time, Tyler 1's behavior drew enough attention from Riot Games that on April 30th of 2016, they handed him an inescapable ID ban. Now, intentionally feeding was already a problem in solo queue prior to Tyler 1's ban, but being exiled from the game made him a martyr to some, inspiring a number of copycats to pick up the baton for running it down mid. And yes, before you rip off my head and shit down my neck in the YouTube comments, he is reformed. The toxic behavior of yesteryear is gone, and Tyler 1 is now a much more positive figure since being welcomed back into the League community by Riot.
I walked into the room. I've never seen a man so gorgeous. A man so, well, bald.
Yeah,
And then I looked at myself and we had something in common.
exactly.
But the problem of inting still remains. In first-person shooters like Rainbow Six Siege and CSGO, if you have a jackass ruining your match, your team can vote to kick them. And guess what? It actually works.
Hallelujah! Holy shit!
Now, the nature of those games makes it far more possible to win short-handed, so kicking a toxic player mid-match makes sense as an option. But unfortunately for MOBAs, which offer less solo carrying potential and are reliant on collective progression through item building and character leveling, that's not the case. Being down a player or having an inting teammate almost always means you're going to lose. And even though you can report these annoying trolls at the end of the match, in League, there's nothing you can do without penalty to prevent the 20 minutes of hell you're about to endure. Further complicating the issue is the fact that sometimes it's hard to differentiate between someone who's inting and someone who's just, well, trash.
You're garbage.
Is your 0-11 bottom laner who's being toxic in chat just a new player that's prone to tilting? Or are they just the type of mouth breather who logged in just to troll? With that line occasionally being so hard to draw, inting has developed into a standard in-game insult that gets hurled around as freely as Mick Foley in 1998. And much like smurfing, pro players have adopted the term ironically to point out whenever they make a mistake or misplay during a game.
Oh shit, I'm virtuous hold, I think.
Okay. Missed everything. I will just, you know, run it down.
Whoa! Oh, what? Wait, what happened? Wait, we're actually inting.
He just dead.
What?
Don't inting, champion.
Look, at the end of the day, as corny as it might sound, the only way we're going to curb inting is to become better teammates. Positive reinforcement goes a long way, so give it a try. That useless feeder on your team might be shaped into something better than the intolerable, inting jackass they could become. You know, Matt, I think these shoots would go a lot smoother if you tried encouraging me for a change.
Can you try saying it without moving your eyebrows? Don't quit your day job. You're a shit, mate. I reject your hypothesis.
Zeke Elliott, is that like Jeffrey? Jeffrey Sphincter?
No.
You ever see, that clip kills me from the fucking bad lip reading. Jeffrey? Jeffrey Sphincter? Oh.